Guys, woo, man, I was excited for this, and I can tell you now, after 10:01, after a bit of watch time, what we thought of good old Minecraft Dungeons, man, because I can tell you now this is going to be Game of the Year for The Onion.
For the hard drive mag.
We'll tell you after the drop.
Minecraft Dungeons, it's baby's first aRPG.
Definitely. And look, I'll start with Ralph jumped on this first, and he called me, and he was like, bro,
This sucks.
have you played it yet? So I already walked in going, okay, maybe this is going to be bad. And I, overall, disappointed. Now, we're already getting to the overalls, but let's just start with the story. I don't remember
There's no story.
a single moment. This opening cinematic talks about some dude with a cube, and then
Illager.
something like that. Yeah, the Illager, that's right. And then the whole thing just becomes this vegetative state of you not knowing what the story is because you just don't care. And it just does not give you anything to latch onto for you to actually want to know about the story. But I don't think this is a game trying to get you involved in the story.
No, this is...
But it's important to know, like, you know, it's not attempting to give you a great story. Even Diablo 3, you know, it had some moments. It had some moments, right? But all in all, story, not great.
Basically non-existent. It's like Fallout 76 level of story, okay?
Even then, I think it was worse than that.
Yeah, probably. So then we get into, you know, your gameplay and the being out in the world. So first of all, let's talk about the number of missions there are.
Yeah, there's 9 missions in total, and Ralph, another story, okay? Ralph was like, I don't know if I'm doing this right. Is there only 9 missions? I'm like, oh, well, when I play it, we'll figure it out. He's like, am I missing something? The game can't be this short. And it is that short.
It's literally 9 missions. You can get through most missions in 10 to 15 minutes. I finished this game in total in about 3 and a bit hours.
Yeah.
And then I played some more of it because there are actually 2 more difficulties, right? So while you're playing through, you're actually going to see that each level has a recommended power level. And you can kind of adjust that slightly to like increase or decrease the rewards. But there's only 3 actual difficulty tiers. I finished the first one in, like just over 3 hours. It's really short, this game, man. Like, really short.
It's kind of crazy to see a game. The thing is, I'm looking forward to seeing speedruns of this. I mean, my God, it's going to be done in 2 minutes. It is incredibly short for a game that I feel like they're saying is a full product, you know? They have additional DLC coming in the future. I wonder how extent that roadmap looks like. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, it is priced at $20. There are plenty of games out there that price themselves at $20 and then give you that replayability, like Dead Cells. Perfect example.
For sure.
You can actually finish Dead Cell in like 40 minutes, right?
Isn't Hollow Knight like $20?
I think it was too,
Something
right?
like
That's longer than this though. But
It's also a masterpiece. So
true.
It's also
and
that.
Dead Cells is also an exceptional game that gives you systems that make it replayable. And this is a big problem with this game. You might finish this once, but the systems baked into this are not interesting.
Yeah, I agree with that.
The feeling of progressing with your character in terms of building armor or getting particular items to help you in combat, it just doesn't feel engaging. It doesn't interest me. And the way that you can level up your items and get things from the camp in terms of getting things from vendors, there was not a replayability factor that I'm like, cool, I want to sink into 50 hours.
Yeah, I think combat is really boring. It's really just like swing your weapon or shoot your bow. You've got these relics that you can use, and they are your spells, okay? But the problem is that, like, there's a major problem with this game in terms of survivability and sustain, okay? And that is that your potion is on this massively long cooldown, and almost no perks give you free health back regularly, okay? There's nothing that gives you like passive
vampire
sustain.
life steal
correct,
shit.
Correct. So what that means is you kind of have to have one relic slot reserved for a heal, because you just need to heal. Like, you won't be able to get through this game unless you do that. Or at least I couldn't. Sam did the same thing. I had something to stun enemies because I was a melee character and I was constantly getting swarmed, and then I had one other thing which was like a llama that would follow me around. What this means is that your kit's just not really interesting to play with. Like, you can get other spells. You can get something that does an AoE explosion. You can, you know, set your arrows on fire, whatever else, but it just feels really like just really limited. And it doesn't, I never once walked into a room and been like, that was cool, I loved blowing all that shit up. It doesn't feel that way, do you know what I mean?
I think there's a couple of bosses where I'm like, okay, that was engaging, but apart from that, the very thing that's going to keep you around it, combat and gear. And there's not a single point where I'm like, this combat felt good. And it's like, you can't expect a game to stick around. This is the thing, I don't actually feel like this game is going to be sticking around for a long time compared to Minecraft. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be like, man, it's Minecraft, man. It's going to be massive like Minecraft. Minecraft was successful because it inherently gave you people the ability to create. This does not give you anything like that. This is a separate thing entirely. It does not have the replayability. And I think the biggest problem with this is the atmosphere of this game too. There is no music, apart from the camp. There's nothing really going on. There's no dungeon kind of sound around you. It just feels so static and dead. And in a game that I was expecting to be very destructible, the atmosphere in the world is so stagnant.
I was really expecting the levels to have a level of destructibility to them. So if I throw something, like I walk up to a tree and I can knock it down, for example. You can't. There's nothing destructible in this entire game. There's not even so much as a barrel that you can explode or whatever. Like nothing at all. And it just feels like, honestly, this is how it feels to me. This just feels like a really crappy mobile aRPG with a Minecraft skin on it. This could be any other game, any other license, right? Anything else. It's just the Minecraft visuals that they brought here, right?
Yeah.
But just take those visuals away and this is your most bog standard mobile aRPG. That's it.
I think Gears Tactics, for instance, you can make other games completely separate to the world that we know and love of Gears of War, and you can implement some ideas that that are baked into the Gears of War DNA.
Sure.
You don't necessarily have to do this with Minecraft, but I was expecting something. It doesn't really feel like, apart from the aesthetic, nothing else lends itself to feel like Minecraft at all, right? Again, you don't have to do that, but it kind of helps, to give you like the feeling like there's a bridge being crossed there.
Sure.
But another thing is, it definitely feels like like the Z team worked on this, like really, I don't know, a small team. Maybe it wasn't backed. It doesn't feel like. It doesn't feel like they really believed in this. Like it feels so hollow that. And I don't mean to trash it too hard, but the truth
is exactly what we're doing.
We are though, but I'm just, I don't. It's just, it doesn't feel like they backed the product. It feels very much like Rage 2 when we talked about it, where we were making commentary around. It didn't feel like they fully backed it. They didn't believe in it, And
but this is like on a way smaller scale.
Of course it is, but the idea for me still feels that way.
You could make a game in Dreams pretty quickly, mind you. That would be more interesting than this game. I swear to God, that's honest truth. And I've seen demos that actually fit that description perfectly.
Yeah, and when I was playing this game, I couldn't help but feel multiple times like, is this it feels like a fan-made game, like a game in Dreams. Like it felt like that.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm just wondering how this is going to land.
The last thing I say as well is navigating the terrain is such a pain in the ass.
I didn't have this issue.
So Sam apparently had lots of performance issues on Xbox.
Big time. I was really surprised to see how many frame drops I was getting in certain areas.
How do you have frame drops in a game that looks like this?
I know.
I don't understand.
I will try and give them the benefit of the doubt. This is the beta build. When is this game coming out?
It's the review build. It comes out like next week, I think.
Sure. Maybe there's some stuff dropping in terms of fixing those things. Maybe, right? But it's important that we say this to you because this is the experience that we had. Even the opening logo had some frame drops.
I had so many bugs. I had every time I finished a mission, I would get disconnected from the servers. Basically every time. I had enemies falling through the world. I had graphical glitches. Did you ever get enemies getting caught on geometry? So many times I'd get enemies get caught somewhere and they'd be running towards me, but they're stuck and they just like run towards me and I would just beat on them from a distance.
I only saw that once when, because it's randomly generated, some enemy had spawned on a pillar block and then he couldn't get off it.
Oh right, yeah.
So
I saw lots of enemies getting stuck in boxes. This game is not finished from a bugs perspective, I'll tell you that. The worst part on PC is this though, okay? You click around, this drove me so nuts! You click around and you're like, cool, move, right? Imagine that, you've got like a hill or something in the foreground as you're moving, around the map. If you're clicking like on any other part of the map, it's fine, but if you click behind that hill, because that's where you want to get to, the game actually thinks you're clicking on this hill in the foreground. And so your character will move the other direction. I tested this on my review, I did this. You can click on archways above you that you walk through, and your character will try and move to the fucking archway above you, even though there's no path to get there. It's like, how did this get through testing? Do you know what I mean?
I think it's a bit like Divinity Original Sin, and you press on and then it starts walking you all the way up.
Yeah, but that's because you can actually get there in Divinity. But in these games, you can't even get to the things you're clicking on. But they're like, yeah, cool, it's just, I couldn't believe it. so many times I died because I clicked on one space, but because I was clicking on the thing in the foreground that was inaccessible, my character would move to some ridiculous location and then I would get KO'd.
So look, I think,
what the hell, man?
yeah, I think all in all for me is, it just feels like a giant missed opportunity.
Wait, one last thing. They're selling DLC for this game.
Oh, of course.
They sell DLC skins for the characters. Why? Why would you sell DLC?
Yeah.
Little Minecraft? Why?
But is the DLC that we can also get on this separate little island that's not out yet, is that going to be purchasable?
Yeah, it says there on the thing.
Yeah.
Because like the map has 9 missions, and then they're like, oh, don't worry guys, click on this thing. More missions are coming to purchase soon. And you're like, why?
Yeah, it
are we
doesn't
paying
feel-
more money? Like, it's, well, why?
It doesn't feel like a complete product.
It's
you know, you
not.
can't really justify even paying $1 more for this right now.
Yeah.
It really, you can't.
No,
you
but
know?
I feel like for me personally, because it's on Game Pass, but like, you know, it's fine, just play it on Game Pass, whatever. It's not about the money for me. It really isn't. Like, it's actually about the time.
For the money, guys.
No.
Whatever.
No. It's like that YouTube life. But it's actually about the time. And if you were to ask me, is it worth putting 4 hours into this game? I'd say absolutely not.
Yeah,
it's just not worth putting 4 hours into it, you know? Even if it was free, I'd be like, don't play this game.
I didn't hate it. I just don't feel like I was just the whole time I was in this vegetative state where I was just like, yeah, whatever. Like, there was nothing engaging about this, and I just feel like it's a huge missed opportunity. Gigantic IP Minecraft, and you could have made some awesome stuff with this.
Absolutely.
And I feel like they didn't lean into what people love about Minecraft, as well as integrating it into kind of a Diablo-style game, which they could have done. They could have given you, ways to create your own little worlds and like Minecraft, man, but you could have done it in a way that was engaging and replayable. At the moment, this does not feel like it'll stick around because there's no real replayability to this. I think a few kids will like this. It might be popular on the Switch because like more kids play that or whatever. And
Nintendo fans right now.
Yeah, of course. But you know what I mean? Like, I'm a huge missed opportunity, and I was excited for this. I did not walk in here going, I can't wait to trash this. I was like, I want to see what this is. This could be a really cool game to play on Switch.
I heard positive press about it before, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool, I'll check it out. I can't understand how it got positive press. I really can't. Anyway, that's my view. That's Sam's view. We obviously love it. Go and download it today.
Yeah.
Buy 4 copies and play it with your friends.
Laymen out?
Laymen out.
Laymen out.